Chosen one, take a moment to be still. Your presence here is not the result of chance. You were not randomly led to this message. At this very moment, according to God's perfect timing, you have arrived at a divine appointment prepared by the Most High. Perhaps you have been seeking clarity, praying for direction, or waiting for the breakthrough that always seemed just beyond your reach. Today, heaven is answering. The Spirit of the Lord is speaking gently to your heart. You are standing on the threshold of a supernatural season of provision. What has been held back is preparing to be released. What has seemed delayed is drawing near, according to God's perfect plan. The Creator never intended for you to remain bound by endless struggle or defined by seasons of lack. Chosen one, you were created to reflect His abundance, positioned to walk in His provision, and called to steward blessings that bring glory to His name. As Habakkuk 2:3 declares, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it delays, wait for it, because it will surely come. That appointed season is now unfolding before you. The gifts God has placed within you have never been lifeless or forgotten. They are seeds filled with divine potential, waiting for the right moment to flourish. This message is meant to awaken what has been resting beneath the surface, reveal what has been hidden, and bring your heart into alignment with the blessings heaven has already prepared for your life. Chosen one, the first gift the Lord has entrusted to you is the gift of vision. This is far more than natural eyesight. It is a spiritual ability that sets you apart. God has given you the capacity to look beyond what is immediately visible, to recognize possibilities before they become reality, and to perceive His direction when others see only uncertainty, while many focus only on what exists today. You have been called to see what God is building for tomorrow. That vision is not simply imagination, it is a divine gift that allows you to recognize purpose, discern opportunity, and move forward with faith even before the evidence appears. Nurture this gift. Trust the wisdom God places within your spirit, and allow it to guide you toward the future He has already prepared. Where most people see only obstacles, barriers, and closed doors, you see potential, you see hidden opportunities, you see untapped possibilities that heaven itself has reserved for you. This is foresight. Anointed one. This is the ability to imagine what does not yet exist and to believe in its reality before it becomes tangible. And I want you to hear me clearly. Wealth, in its truest form, always begins in the unseen. Every thriving empire, every world-changing business, every great invention that has ever shifted the course of history was once invisible to the physical eye. But it was alive in the imagination of someone who dared to see it. Someone like you. I remember a season in my own life when I was sitting in a small room, bills piled on the table, people around me mocking the dreams I carried. But something inside me refused to let go of what I saw in the Spirit. I could see the manifestation before it arrived. I could feel the weight of the blessing before it touched my hands. And that vision, chosen one, became my compass. It pointed me toward treasures that others walked past every single day without even noticing. That is what your vision does. It acts as a compass pointing toward the treasures of tomorrow that others walk past today. When people laugh at you, when they doubt you, when they dismiss your dreams, it is only because they cannot see what you see. And you must understand this. Their blindness is not your problem. Their lack of vision does not diminish the validity of yours. Guard your vision fiercely. for it is the seed of all wealth. To those who carry this gift, imagination becomes a tool of transformation. Ideas become the purest form of currency. The wealth you are searching for is not out there in some distant place. It is already within your vision, waiting for the courage of action to bring it forth. History has shown us time and time again that those who could see further than their generation, visionaries like inventors, leaders, and entrepreneurs, were the very ones who shifted society and attracted wealth beyond measure. You too carry this ability. Anointed one, you too have been entrusted with the eyes to see what heaven is about to release. But vision without action is only a dream. Vision without faith is only imagination. If you nurture it, if you protect it from doubt, if you act upon it with faith, your vision will draw wealth as surely as light draws the dawn. The Spirit of the Lord is saying to you right now, do not despise the vision I have placed within you. Do not let the voices of the world drown out what I have shown you in secret. For what I have revealed to you is not fantasy. It is prophecy. And prophecy always comes to pass for those who believe. Chosen one. The second gift heaven has placed within you is the gift of discipline. And I need you to pay close attention to this because discipline is the invisible bridge between dreams and reality. It is the reason why some people achieve greatness while others, equally talented, remain stagnant. Without discipline, vision remains nothing more than wishful thinking. With discipline, even the smallest of efforts compound into massive results. Let me be honest with you. Discipline is not glamorous. It is often unseen, quiet, and repetitive. It is the habit of saving when everyone else is spending recklessly. It is the determination to rise early and work on your goals when others choose to sleep. It is the ability to say no to short-term pleasures in order to secure long-term gains. And anointed one, I know this is not easy. I have been there myself. I remember mornings when my body wanted rest, when my mind wanted to escape, when everything in me screamed to give up, but something deeper, something divinely planted, pushed me forward. That was discipline. That was the gift working in me even when I did not fully understand it. And over time, I began to see the fruit. Wealth, whether in finances or in influence, does not grow by accident. It multiplies under the watch of discipline. Think of discipline as a seed planted in the soil of your daily habits. When watered consistently, it becomes a tree of prosperity. Many dream of wealth, but few achieve it because they lack the discipline to follow through. The chosen one, however, carries this as a divine gift. You are equipped with the strength to stay consistent even when motivation fades. You have been given an inner strength that allows you to resist distractions and stay committed to the path you have chosen. When applied to finances, this gift is unmatched. Saving diligently, investing wisely, avoiding unnecessary debt, and controlling impulses all create streams of abundance. Discipline is the gift that turns potential into profit and possibilities into possessions. It is what separates those who almost succeed from those who actually do. And I want you to hear this prophetically. Heaven is watching your daily choices. The Most High is not just concerned with your grand gestures. He is observing your small, consistent acts of obedience. If you master discipline, you will discover that wealth is not a matter of luck, but of consistency and self-control. The world will tell you that success is about being in the right place at the right time. But the truth is, Success is about being the right person in any place at any time. And discipline is what shapes you into that person. It refinesses you. It prepares you. It makes you ready for the wealth that is already on its way to you. Chosen one. The third gift burning within you is the gift of influence. And I want you to recognize something powerful right now. People listen to you, sometimes without fully understanding why. There is a presence about you, an energy that commands attention, a weight in your words that makes others pause. This is not by accident. This is by divine design. Influence is one of the greatest currencies on earth, often more valuable than money itself, because while money can open some doors, influence opens every door. Let me tell you something from my own journey. There were moments when I had very little in my bank account, but I had something money could not buy. I had the ability to move people. I had the ability to speak life into hopeless situations. I had the ability to inspire action where there was only defeat, and that influence, anointed one, became the key that unlocked opportunities I could never have purchased. Influence is the reason why certain individuals rise quickly in business, leadership, or creative spaces. It is not always about what you know, but about the impact your presence has on others. The chosen one's influence is natural. It flows from authenticity, from charisma, from the authority of your spirit. People are drawn to you not just because of what you say, but because of who you are. And when this influence is cultivated, it can be transformed into tangible streams of wealth. In today's world, influence shapes industries, from leaders who guide nations, to entrepreneurs who build movements, to content creators who impact millions through social media. If you learn to package your influence through leadership, through communication, or through platforms, you create opportunities that money alone could never buy. Influence builds trust, and trust builds wealth. But with influence also comes responsibility. When you carry this gift, you must use it wisely. The wrong influence can mislead, manipulate, and destroy. But the right influence can empower, inspire, and transform lives. And heaven is holding you accountable for how you steward this gift. Remember, people do not just buy products. They buy trust. They buy energy. They buy influence. As a chosen one, your wealth is not just in money, but in the ability to move hearts, shift minds, and lead others toward transformation. Influence, if guided with purpose, will draw resources, partnerships, and wealth effortlessly into your life. The Spirit of the Lord is speaking to you right now. You have been given a voice that carries weight. Do not silence it out of fear. Do not hide it out of insecurity. The world is waiting for what you carry. And when you step into the fullness of your influence, heaven will back you with provision beyond your imagination. Chosen one. The fourth gift the Creator has woven into your very being is the gift of endurance. And I need you to understand something critical right now. Most people start with excitement, but stop when challenges arise. They give up at the first sign of resistance. But you, anointed one, are built differently. Endurance is your divine inheritance. It is the ability to continue, to persist, to push forward long after others have abandoned the journey. This gift is priceless in the pursuit of wealth because success is never instant. Every business will have seasons of struggle. Every dream will encounter resistance. Every goal will be tested by delay. Endurance is the secret that separates those who quit from those who win. While others look at storms as signals to retreat, you see them as training grounds to strengthen your spirit. I have walked through seasons where everything in me wanted to collapse. I have faced rejection after rejection, disappointment after disappointment, setback after setback. There were moments when I questioned if I had heard from heaven correctly, moments when the weight of the journey felt unbearable. But something inside me refused to surrender. That was endurance. That was the gift working in me even when I could not see the finish line. And let me tell you, every storm I survived became proof that wealth would eventually bow to my persistence. Endurance makes you unshakable. It allows you to fail and still rise, to face rejection and still move forward, to endure the discomfort of sacrifice while waiting for the reward of abundance. Fortune favors the persistent, chosen one. Think of history's wealthiest individuals. Not all of them were the smartest or the most talented, but they were the ones who endured when others surrendered. They were the ones who kept knocking until the door opened. Endurance transforms temporary setbacks into stepping stones. Each storm you survive becomes proof that wealth will eventually bow to your persistence. As a chosen one, this gift allows you to outlast competitors, survive seasons of drought, and remain standing until the opportunity for breakthrough arrives. Your ability to keep moving forward, even when exhausted, ensures that doors will eventually open. Wealth is rarely handed to the impatient. It is given to those who endure long enough to claim it. And heaven is preparing you right now through every trial, through every delay, through every closed door. Nothing is wasted. Every struggle is training. Every disappointment is redirection. If you embrace this gift, nothing can truly defeat you. The Spirit of the Lord is declaring over you right now, you will not quit. You will not break. You will not surrender because endurance is flowing through your veins like fire. Chosen one. The fifth gift heaven has deposited within you is the gift of wisdom, and I need you to hear this clearly. Wisdom is far more than the possession of information. In today's world, knowledge is everywhere. On bookshelves, online, in classrooms, but wisdom is rare. It is the ability to take knowledge and apply it correctly at the right time. Many people know much, but accomplish little because they lack direction. You, anointed one, have been graced with divine wisdom, the kind that surpasses human understanding and allows you to see beyond the surface of decisions. This wisdom becomes the foundation of wealth, because every breakthrough you desire will require wise choices. Wealth does not come only from hard work. It comes from knowing when to act, where to invest, who to trust, and how to manage what you already have. Wisdom protects you from loss and multiplies what you gain. Think about it. How many people win the lottery and lose it all within years? It is not money they lacked, but wisdom. On the other hand, there are people who start with little, but through wise choices grow their wealth consistently over time. I have seen this in my own life. Chosen one. There were moments when opportunities presented themselves that looked absolutely perfect on paper. The numbers made sense. The people seemed trustworthy. The contract appeared flawless. But something deep within me whispered, "Not yet." That was wisdom. That was the voice of the Spirit protecting me from what looked like a blessing but was actually a trap. And later I would discover that, had I moved forward, I would have lost everything. That inner knowing saved me from devastation. But wisdom does not only protect, it also positions. There were other times when an opportunity seemed risky, when logic told me to wait, when fear screamed at me to stay safe. But that same inner voice said, "Move now." And when I obeyed, doors opened that I could never have forced open on my own. Favor flowed. Provision appeared. Connections aligned. That is the power of divine wisdom. Anointed one. It knows what you cannot see. It perceives what you cannot comprehend. It operates in a realm beyond human calculation. Wisdom turns small resources into lasting abundance. For the chosen one, wisdom is both practical and spiritual. It can whisper "not yet" when the deal looks tempting, and it can nudge "move now" when the opportunity arises. It can guide you to avoid destructive relationships and align with those who elevate your destiny. Every wealthy individual you admire has used wisdom, whether consciously or unconsciously, to navigate their journey. They may call it instinct. They may call it gut feeling. But you know the truth. It is the voice of heaven directing their steps. And here is what I need you to understand. Wisdom is not something you earn through age or experience alone. It is a gift. It is granted by the Most High to those He has chosen, and you carry it right now. You may not always recognize it. You may second-guess it. You may dismiss it as coincidence. But it is there. Chosen one. It is active. It is working on your behalf, even when you do not realize it. If you cultivate and trust this gift, wisdom will not just bring you wealth. It will preserve it for generations. It will ensure that what you build does not crumble. It will guarantee that what you gain does not slip through your fingers. The Spirit of the Lord is speaking to you right now. I am giving you wisdom that the world cannot teach. I am granting you insight that no university can provide. Trust the still, small voice within you. Trust the knowing that rises in your spirit when decisions must be made. That is me guiding you. That is me protecting you. That is me positioning you for wealth that will not fade. Chosen one. The sixth gift that heaven has sealed within you is the gift of creativity. And I need you to understand something powerful right now. You often think in ways the world cannot understand. While others follow patterns, you create them. Creativity is your divine fingerprint. It is the ability to think differently, to solve problems uniquely, to imagine solutions that others overlook. And in a world that constantly hungers for innovation, creativity is wealth. Every piece of art, every groundbreaking technology, every business model that transforms society was born from creativity. This gift makes you dangerous to mediocrity because it ensures you will never be trapped by sameness. Creativity is not limited to the arts. Anointed one. It extends into business relationships, problem-solving, leadership, and innovation. When you use this gift, you position yourself as someone irreplaceable, someone whose ideas carry value. Money always follows creativity because the world is willing to pay for what it does not have. Let me tell you something from my own journey. There was a season when I was stuck following everyone else's blueprint, doing what I thought I was supposed to do, and I was barely surviving. But the moment I began to trust the creative ideas that the Spirit was dropping into my mind, everything shifted. Ideas that seemed strange to others became the very thing that opened doors. Solutions that seemed unconventional became the breakthrough I had been praying for. That is the power of creativity. Chosen one. It sets you apart. The chosen one's creativity gives birth to originality. Whether you are inventing something new, redesigning something old, or simply offering a fresh perspective, Your creativity ensures you will never remain broke. But creativity must be nurtured. It thrives in environments of curiosity, learning, and openness, guarded from the fear of criticism because what others call strange is often the very thing that produces wealth. I have watched people mock ideas that later became million-dollar movements. I have seen the world reject innovations that eventually changed entire industries. Many of the world's richest individuals were once mocked for their ideas, yet their creativity changed industries. If you honor this gift, it will provide not just income, but influence, freedom, and impact. Creativity is the chosen one's golden mind. Limitless, renewable, and deeply rewarding. And here is what heaven is saying to you right now. Do not conform to the systems of this world. Do not shrink your ideas to fit into boxes that others have created. What sets you apart is not a weakness, it is one of the greatest gifts God has placed within you. The qualities that make you different are the very qualities He can use to bring blessing and influence into your life. Your creativity is not an accident. It is a purposeful part of His design, woven into your life with intention. The Most High has entrusted you with ideas and abilities that no one else can express in quite the same way. Stop doubting yourself because your perspective is different. Stop hiding the inspiration God has given you simply because others cannot yet see its value. The world does not need another imitation. It needs the unique person God created you to be. And that is exactly who you are. As you faithfully develop your gifts, they will create opportunities that seem impossible to explain. They will open doors that talent alone cannot unlock. Believe in what God has entrusted to you. Continue refining it, sharing it, and using it with humility. As you remain faithful, heaven will provide the wisdom, favor, and resources needed to bring your vision to life. Chosen one. Another remarkable gift flowing through your life is the gift of spiritual discernment. Give careful attention to this, because it is one of the greatest blessings God has placed within you. Deep inside, there is a quiet conviction, a gentle prompting, and a sense of direction that often cannot be explained with words. Yet it deserves your trust. God has given you the ability to perceive what many overlook. This spiritual awareness serves as a compass, leading you away from harmful paths while directing you toward opportunities that align with His purpose. It enables you to recognize the right timing, the right relationships, and the right decisions even when outward circumstances appear uncertain. Many people rely entirely on logic when making important financial or life decisions. Wisdom certainly has its place, but human understanding alone can only see so far. Spiritual discernment allows you to look beyond visible circumstances and recognize the deeper alignment of God's timing and guidance. At times, this gift appears as an unmistakable sense of caution, urging you not to commit to something that seems attractive on the surface, only for you to later realize it would have brought unnecessary hardship. At other times, it inspires you to pursue an idea that others dismiss, only to watch God use that very step of faith to open doors you never imagined possible. I want to share a personal lesson with you. Chosen one. There was a season when I learned that some of life's greatest opportunities are not recognized by outward appearance alone. They are discovered by listening carefully to the quiet direction God places within the heart. When you learn to trust His voice above fear, doubt, and human opinion, you begin walking into the path He has prepared specifically for you. There have been moments in my life when everything on the surface screamed, yes, but something deeper whispered, "No." I remember standing in a room full of people celebrating a deal that was about to be finalized. Everyone was excited. The opportunity looked golden, but my spirit was restless. I could not shake the unease, and against all advice, I walked away and pooled. Months later, I discovered that the entire venture collapsed, taking everyone's investment with it. My intuition saved me, but intuition does not only protect, it also propels. There were times when logic told me to wait, when fear told me to stay safe, when reason told me it was not the right moment. But my spirit said move, and every time I obeyed that inner knowing, breakthrough followed. Doors opened that I did not even know existed. Connections formed that defied explanation. Provision appeared at the exact moment I needed it. That is spiritual intuition. Chosen one. It operates in a realm beyond human comprehension. This gift saves you years of mistakes, losses, and unnecessary struggles. Spiritual intuition is wealth's silent partner. It not only guides you to profit, but also protects you from traps disguised as opportunities. Many wealthy individuals credit their success not only to strategy, but to intuition, the inner voice that directed their steps. For the chosen one, this gift is even stronger because it is divinely aligned. Trust it. Do not second-guess it. The world will call it instinct. You know it is more. When you follow this gift, you walk in divine timing, and wealth flows more easily into your life because you are never where you should not be. The Spirit of the Lord is speaking to you right now. I have given you access to my wisdom. I have connected you to my voice. You do not need to rely solely on human counsel. You have direct access to heaven's guidance. Learn to discern my whisper. Learn to recognize the stirring in your spirit. That is me leading you into wealth, into safety, into destiny. Trust what you feel even when you cannot explain it. Your intuition is my gift to you, chosen one. The eighth gift burning within you is the gift of service. And I need you to understand something that the world often misses. True chosen ones carry the heart of service. This may seem ordinary, but in reality, it is the very foundation of wealth. The world rewards problem solvers. Every successful business, every invention, every innovation exists because someone served a need, solved a problem, or made life easier for others. Service is the invisible magnet that attracts money. The greater your service, the greater your reward. Wealth is simply the byproduct of how many people you impact and how deeply you solve their needs. When you use your skills, gifts, or talents in service to others, you open streams of abundance that never run dry. The chosen one's service goes beyond obligation. Anointed one. It is fueled by genuine compassion and a desire to make a difference. This is why it creates not only wealth, but also legacy. Service builds trust, and trust builds empires. Consider the greatest companies in the world. Their wealth is rooted in service, whether through technology, healthcare, education, or entertainment. They solved problems that millions of people faced, and the world rewarded them abundantly. When you embrace this gift, you stop chasing money and start solving problems, and money chases you. Instead, let me tell you something from my own experience. There was a time when I was obsessed with making money. I was focused on what I could get, what I could gain, what I could accumulate. Every decision I made was filtered through one question: How much will this profit me? And no matter how hard I worked, wealth seemed to slip through my fingers. I was hustling, grinding, exhausting myself. But the breakthrough never came. I was confused. I was frustrated. I could not understand why my efforts were not producing results. But then something shifted. The Spirit of the Lord began to speak to me, and the message was simple but profound. Stop focusing on what you can get and start focusing on what you can give. The moment I shifted my focus from getting to giving, from earning to serving, everything changed. The moment I began asking, how can I help? How can I serve? How can I add value? Doors began to open that no amount of striving could have unlocked. I started using my gifts not to build my own platform but to bless others. I started investing my time not in self-promotion but in serving needs. And Anointed One, I watched as favor began to follow me. Opportunities that I was not even looking for began to find me. People I had never met began to reach out with offers, with partnerships, with resources, and I realized something powerful. When you serve, heaven takes note. When you give, the universe conspires to give back to you. Service also multiplies your impact. When you serve, you touch lives in ways that outlast financial profit. You leave behind not just riches, but memories, gratitude, and honor. The Chosen One's service creates both earthly wealth and heavenly reward. If you cultivate this gift, your financial life will never run dry. For service guarantees relevance, and relevance guarantees wealth. Think about the people who have impacted your life the most. They were not the ones who took from you. They were the ones who gave to you. They were the ones who served you, who helped you, who lifted you when you were down. And you remember them. You honor them. You carry their imprint on your heart. That is the power of service. Chosen One, it creates legacy. It builds monuments in the hearts of people, and those monuments translate into influence, into doors, into wealth. And here is what heaven is declaring over you right now. You were not created to hoard blessings. You were created to be a conduit of blessings. The gifts I have placed within you are not just for your benefit. They are meant to flow through you to touch others. The more you serve, the more I will supply. The more you give, the more I will replenish. You cannot outgive me. Anointed One, stop holding back out of fear of lack. Stop withholding your talents because you are waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. The people who need what you carry are waiting. And as you serve them, as you meet their needs, as you solve their problems, wealth will flow back to you in ways you cannot imagine. This is the divine economy. This is heaven's principle. Those who serve are served. Those who give are given to. Those who bless are blessed. Your service is not a sacrifice. Chosen One, it is a seed, and every seed you plant in the soil of service will produce a harvest of abundance that will astound you. Scripture reminds us in Galatians 6:9, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Do you hear that? At the proper time, not immediately, not always instantly, but at the proper time the harvest comes. And when it comes, it will be so abundant that you will wonder how you ever doubted. So serve. Anointed One, serve with joy. Serve with excellence. Serve with faith. Your willingness to serve is deeply connected to the blessings God desires to entrust to you. Chosen One, although this message is coming to a close, Your journey is only beginning. The 9 gifts we have reflected on: vision, discipline, influence, endurance, wisdom, creativity, spiritual discernment, service, and resilience are not simply inspiring ideas. They are treasures placed within you by God, waiting to be awakened and faithfully developed. You do not have to chase every opportunity with fear or desperation. As you begin to exercise these gifts with faith, humility, and obedience, new opportunities will naturally emerge. Doors that once seemed firmly shut will begin to open. God's provision will appear in ways you could not have anticipated, and your path will become clearer with every faithful step. Remember, true wealth is far greater than financial success alone. It is found in becoming the person God created you to be. It is reflected in the value you bring to others, the lives you influence, and the legacy of faith, integrity, and compassion you leave behind. You were never created merely to survive life's challenges. You were called to flourish in the purpose God has prepared for you. Today, heaven is aligning circumstances according to His perfect plan. If this message has reached your heart at exactly the right time, let it be a reminder that God is already at work in your life. If you would like, share 111 inches the comments as a personal declaration of faith and expectation. Stay connected by subscribing, because this journey of spiritual growth, purpose, and God's provision is only beginning. I speak this blessing over your life. May every gift God has placed within you continue to awaken. May every obstacle standing in your way be removed according to His will. May seasons of waiting give way to seasons of fulfillment. May His provision, wisdom, and favor surround you wherever He leads. Walk forward with confidence. Walk in the authority God has entrusted to you. Walk faithfully in the calling He has placed upon your life. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are deeply blessed. Now go forward with courage, embracing everything heaven has prepared for you, and using every gift for the glory of God and the good of others.